guys, so we figured we would do a video about how we chose our donors, because in like the fertility group that I'm in, a lot of women, I see the question asked a lot, like, well, what criteria did you use to pick your donors? And it's a common question because
people want to know when they're trying to do it.
Yeah, it's like, how do you come up with with guideline to picking donors? So we just figured we would explain how we chose ours, because we are doing double donor, meaning egg donor and sperm donor. So I'll talk about us picking the egg donor, and then Jared can talk about the sperm donor. So to be honest, we didn't have any criteria at all.
Nope.
We just knew we wanted to use banked donor eggs. And then, make it short, bank donor eggs are where a donor has already done a cycle, and after the recipients that are signed up for that donor have already received their eggs, if there's any eggs left over, then they go to the banked egg list. And so we told them we wanted banked egg, we wanted to pick a donor off the banked egg list, and every week our clinic updates that list. So there honestly wasn't but maybe 10 or 15 donors to choose from off the bank donor list last week when we were doing it. And so there wasn't a lot to choose from. And one thing we did want, we wanted to start off looking at was find a tall donor. Or I should say he was more interested in using a tall donor than me. I really didn't care, because he's tall, like he's 6'2", I'm like 5'10", 5'9", 5'10", and our four biological kids are all tall for their age. So he wanted to find tall donors in hopes that we would have more tall kids like the rest of us. But that was not the case. There was not a donor over 5'5".
5'5" was the tallest.
Yeah. And so that kind of criteria went out the window. And so we just started going through, we started looking at the ones that had 6 or more eggs available, because each donor package starts at 6 and you can purchase more eggs for additional money. So we knew we wanted to start with at least somebody that had at least 6 eggs available. So as we were going through, we would just look and be like, oh no, we were just kind of waiting for a feeling, something to show us, okay, this is the one, because we didn't have criteria.
We weren't looking for anything,
no,
in particular.
So we, and then we came across our donor, at the very end, she was at the very end of the list. And that was the first time we had seen her on that list. We hadn't seen her profile before. And so it just immediately, before we even clicked to go into her profile, on the initial page, it just showed her picture, and then her height, her weight, her eye color, hair color, her education, her job, all of that. And we just immediately were really intrigued by her. So we went into her profile and looked around a little bit more, and the more and more we read, the more and more we just really liked her and had a feeling that, immediately we both this is who we want, let's email and make sure that she still has eggs available. So we did that, and they came back and said, yes, she has however many eggs, I think it was 14 or 15. So we decided to buy 8. So we bought 2 extra eggs over the typical package. And then we got we printed out her questionnaire. They give them a questionnaire when they become donors that they fill out about their family history, their education, interests, hobbies, everything
favorite
they
color,
fill out.
Yeah,
and so we bought the eggs before we really read too much into anything. And it I was really glad, because mine and her hobbies, we had hobbies in common. She loved softball and played through college. And then I grew up playing softball till I graduated high school. And then she loved horses and horseback riding. And I was fascinated with horses growing up, and I even had one in high school. And so there was just a lot of things that were alike that we really liked. And the biggest thing was that she was a proven donor, meaning she had 3 previous cycles, and the recipients all were able to, meaning the eggs were good enough, so the recipients were all able to create embryos and freeze them. The last donor we had was not a proven donor. She had had 4 cycles already, and one of the cycles wasn't successful. So we really liked
her track record.
Yeah, that she was already a proven donor, and I think she's had some pregnancies too. I don't know how many, but she was a proven donor, which is something that was really important to us this time. And so that's how we chose our egg donor. So there was no guideline for us to go off of. It's just we got a feeling about her, and
I think
went with it.
I think people out there put too much pressure on it. Like, it's just go with what feels right. It's not
like some people want them to look.
Yeah, but you don't know what they're going to look like.
But but us, we didn't have.
No, her education too. That was,
Oh, she was very, very smart.
Super, like 17 something.
It was like 17, 20
SAT score, summa cum laude, graduation, honor society stuff, like. So we just had a feeling about it. There's no right or wrong way to go about picking a donor. It's personal preference for everyone, and we just didn't have a preference. No. We didn't care. I mean, we didn't care what the race was. We didn't care about anything, honestly. No, it's just whoever to see all this.
Yeah.
Is that one where you both kind of look at each other and like, huh?
And for the egg donor in our clinic, it shows adult pictures and childhood pictures, and her childhood pictures were adorable, like the blondest hair,
blue eyes,
yeah,
blue eyes.
She was she was a cute little girl, and that's kind of it. So then we purchased those and moved on to our sperm donor, and we went through Cryos International. It was a sperm bank, and that's who we used last time, and we were kind of at the same point with them. Just no guidelines,
just browsing. And I think we got about halfway. They all have like little code names on there.
Yeah.
And I think we're about almost halfway through, and we were just kind of looking at them, and then you can click on different tabs to see some other additional information and baby pic. They don't do any adult pictures on there.
On the sperm bank they don't, but on the egg banks they do.
Like childhood and younger. So we came to one. We looked at a lot, and we came to this one, and we looked at his picture when he was maybe 8, 9.
The first picture that popped up, yeah.
And he looked kind of like me, like when I did back then, in the early 90s when you're 9, 10 years old and you got that blonde bowl cut, and he had that, and then he had like little baby pictures that were really cute too. And
we just kind of got a feeling about him too.
So we kind of clicked and expanded the thing, and started reading, and like movies, similar taste, music. He had, metal and rock, which is all I listen to. She hates it, but so that kind of started the snowball for me. And then we kind of looked at some of his other stuff, and he was a smart young guy.
Oh yeah, he was very smart.
Getting his master's degree in psychology and a few other things right now, and
they're both in their master's degree.
Yeah.
She's in her master's degree too, so.
So yeah, just things like that, and he was tall. He was like my height. He was like 6'2". So I felt like that could help balance his genes out a little bit, keep pace with the rest of the kids, so they can survive in our house. But we didn't have any criteria, and it's not a beauty contest on childhood photos, and it's just there's hundreds of them out there, and I think we just both looked and were like, huh. Yeah. And it was kind of simultaneous too, so we kind of just felt like it was more meant to be at that point. We're just like, all right. And I think the next day we checked out and had it shipped.
Yeah, that we were looking that night, and
and then the next afternoon we purchased and had it shipped out to our clinic.
Yeah.
So I would say just the main thing I think is don't put any pressure on yourselves.
No, because there's no right or wrong way. It's
don't worry about the videos.
You're not wrong if you want them to look like you or anything. There's no right or wrong way about it. It's just
it's
whatever
tailored
you
to you,
want,
so.
And we didn't
no,
We didn't care
nothing going
either
into
way,
it. Yeah.
you know.
Nothing
Like,
going into it.
If anything, he wanted
Tall.
to focus on tall. But our clinic, there wasn't anybody tall that had available eggs. And so then we didn't care.
We just winged it. And
yeah. So that's how we chose our donors, and
that's the process. I mean, it's just
yeah.
find the egg donor, find the sperm donor, whatever metrics are important to you, and don't worry about what anybody else says or thinks, because if it's important to you, it's important.
One thing I would say is that if you have the option of picking proven donors, like this sperm donor, he doesn't have kids of his own, like he's not married or he's not single and have kids or anything like that, but he is a proven sperm donor. So that's one thing I would say,
filtered by,
if you can pick proven donors, because it just gives you, and not saying that if they're not proven you're not going to have a chance, but it's
already documented on paper and been there. Like, it's just, we felt better about that. And again, this might be something where if you're indifferent to it, then don't even worry about it. But it's that feeling. I think it's just something inside that hits. Yeah. So I think next step's we gotta order all your medicine.
Yeah.
She'll make a medicine video.
So that's really it for this video.
Yeah, it's just how we did it, and
I'm sorry we couldn't give you more information. But I mean, there's no right or wrong way, so just do whatever feels right for you.
And that's it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about anything else. Just, it's for you. So, but meds are up next. She'll do a medication video.
Well, that's enough of this video.
Yeah.
So
all right. Until next time, guys.